everyone, this is Pearl Antoinette Paz, and today I am going to report all about Counseling and Referral System for Learners. What is its rationale? The implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 11036, otherwise known as the Mental Health Law, Section 25 stipulates that educational institutions such as schools, colleges, universities, and technical schools shall develop policies and programs for students, educators, and other employees designed to raise awareness on mental health issues, identify and provide support services for individuals at risk, facilitate access, including referral mechanisms of individuals with mental health conditions to treatment and psychosocial support. The DepEd or Department of Education, SHED, and TESDA in coordination with other relevant government agencies and stakeholders shall provide guidance in the development and implementation of mental health policy and programs to educational institutions to promote mental health, provide basic support services for individuals at risk or already have a mental health condition, establish efficient linkages with other agencies and organizations that provide or make arrangements to provide support, treatment, and continuing care. Let us define the term counseling. Counseling is a well-planned, goal-oriented, and short-term intervention that aims to help learners manage and overcome issues or concerns that hinder them to attain success. Its process aids learners to define the problems, its sources, options, and pros and cons, facilitate them to decide and act appropriately. What is case notes? Case notes pertains to a documentation of the entire counseling service availed by the learner. It includes an accurate account of what went on in a session. By creating an accurate and complete documentation of counseling service, the guidance counselor ensures that counseling sessions are beneficial to the counselees, learners, confirms to their ethical obligation to provide the needed service, and ensures a legally defensible record of counseling practice. Is policy statement. DepEd issues this document to ensure proper implementation of counseling and referral of learners. This policy aims to ensure the systematic procedure of counseling and referral of learners in public schools, guide all public schools and all governance levels in the implementation of counseling and referral of learners, supports mechanisms that contribute to the attainment of the department's mental health program. What are the guidelines? The Department of Education, with its strong commitment to address the mental health concerns of learners, issues the following specific procedures of counseling and referral for school year 2021-2022. Counseling and Referral Services. Counseling and referral services shall be made available for all learners. A registered guidance counselor or RGC shall conduct counseling to any learner following the existing ethical and legal Republic Act 9258 provision for its practice and the health and safety standards set by the Inner Agency Task Force or IATF. Counseling must be voluntary. Learners shall not be forced to undergo counseling against their will. Must be provided after a referral was made by a teacher, student, any school personnel, a parent, or other significant person who may be related to the child being referred to who show behavioral or conduct problems, self-harming behavior or suicide ideation, poor social skills, poor academic performance, difficulty in adapting to current situation, signs of distress characterized by physical deterioration, lack of focus, and motivation. Counseling can be performed in different modalities, either online counseling or telecounseling. Online counseling is through the identified platforms that are safe for counseling and can ensure the confidentiality of the session. Telecounseling is through the use of telephone or mobile phone by both guidance counselor and learner. Counseling confidentiality. Counseling should always observe confidentiality, which includes counselee seeing a counselor, all contact information, including his or her counseling schedules. Counseling information does not appear in the counselee's education file, the counselor being the only person that can access the information discussed, unless counselee gives written permission for specific information to be shared. Counseling procedure. The first one is the statement of confidentiality will be sent to the parents or legal guardians to get their permission for their child to undergo counseling. Next, the guidance counselor conducts the intake interview to get necessary data essential for understanding the concerns of the counselee. The third one is the guidance counselor creates a counseling plan. The next one, the case must be terminated once the counseling goals have been attained. Guidance counselor shall refer the counselee to an outside specialist if the case requires clinical intervention or diagnosis. All sessions must be documented through case notes. Counseling records. Counseling records should be kept confidential and can only be accessed by the guidance counselor. Any information about a particular learner may only be released to parents or guardians with the approval of the guidance counselor and the learner's consent. Counseling supervision. Supervision is a formal and professional relationship constructed between two or more guidance counselors. This enables reflection on the counseling case and how it is managed, while emotional and technical support is provided. The counseling supervisor should periodically check the progress of the case and give the attending guidance counselor an area to examine how his or her own counseling goals are met. Let's go to the responsibilities in different governance levels. The first one is in school. School head shall designate a guidance advocate, secure the implementation of counseling and referral services for learners, ensure the conduct of orientation for teachers, learners, and parents on counseling and referral, allocate budget for the materials and other related expenses, submit an annual report on the number and nature of cases handled by the guidance counselor in school. The guidance counselor shall conduct counseling to learners, document each counseling case being handled, provide referral services to outside mental health professionals when necessary, conduct a case consultation as deemed necessary, conduct a conference with learners' parents or guardians make an annual report on the number of cases handled and their nature. Guidance advocates shall facilitate learners to avail counseling and referral services from a registered guidance counselor or RGC designated in the division office or other mental health professionals. Disseminate information about mental health issues. Conduct consultation with mental health professionals as deemed necessary. So the second one is schools division office. The school's division superintendent shall ensure that all school heads have a guidance counselor or at least have an assigned guidance advocate. Designate guidance counselors to cater to the mental health concerns of learners from schools depending on the availability of RGCs and the numbers of school in the division level. Ensure partnerships with institutions and hospitals that provide psychiatric or mental health services for learners. Establish linkages with other government offices, NGOs, and groups relative to the mental health needs of schools. Designate a guidance counselor supervisor. Ensure support and monitoring of the counseling and referral. The designated guidance counselor shall conduct counseling to the learners, referred or walk-in, document each counseling case being handled, provide referral services to outside mental health professionals when necessary, conduct case consultation as deemed necessary, conduct a conference with learners' parents or guardians, make an annual report on the number of cases handled and their nature. The designated guidance counselor supervisor shall act as a mentor that enables the guidance counselor to reflect on his or her practice, its effectiveness, and compliance to ethical standards. Facilitate the parameters of counseling supervision. Periodically check the progress of the case and give the attending guidance counselor an area to examine how his or her own counseling goals are met. Consider the developmental needs of the supervisee or guidance counselor in conducting supervision sessions. The third one is the Regional Office. The regional office shall designate a focal person, who is preferably a registered guidance counselor, to oversee and monitor the implementation of counseling and referral services in the SDO level. He or she shall support counseling and referral services in the division level, ensure proper implementation of the counseling and referral services in collaboration with the Health Services Unit, submit the consolidated report of the division offices on the number of cases and their nature to the national office. The next That's the end of my report in Counseling and Referral System for Learners. Thank you so much for watching and for listening.